the Israeli athlete and the newcomer from St. Vincent and the Grenadines. That's the very first time, I believe, that we've ever seen an athlete from that particular nation taking part in the Senior World Championships. But as might be expected from a new rowing nation, off the race pace at the halfway mark, David.
Yeah, Robert, maybe he's here because we're a little bit closer than Europe, or where the World Championships generally are held. Here, we're relatively close. Maybe same time zone, maybe one different time zone. So that's great to see. As they came through 1,000, the gentleman from Czech Republic and the gentleman from France were connected. They may not be anymore, and we'll check in with Sam. But Sinek did have the lead. It was about a half a length over the gentleman from France, who, as we said before, has been in team sculling boats all season. But I'll give it to Sam as it shapes up with 500 to go.
Thank you very much. As they make their way alongside us, no surprises perhaps to see that statue of men's single sculls, André Shinnick, out in front of the field, looking very calm as ever, being kept honest by Thibaut Verhoeven of France. He runs in second place. He is the only one that could upset first. I think there would be very little point with 550 metres left to run and 3 lengths separating them. Those two are certainly on their way to the quarter-final. The rest, unfortunately, cannot be said for the rest of the field, which is very, very spread out at this point.
And no real reason to sprint, of course, for anything less than second here. So long and strong is the name of the game. And of course, with our two leaders, the scullers from, of course, Shinnick and our sculler from France, both of these guys look pretty low and comfortable. Again, it's 2 to advance to the quarterfinal, and certainly those first 2 positions are quite solidified by this point.
In third at the moment, we find ourselves in the central lane there with Dong-Yong Kim of Korea. Fourth at the moment over on the far side, Danny Friedman of Israel, who we have seen in international competition for the last few years now, and just making his way past us now is Xavier Miller of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. As you say, rightly, a much more local regatta perhaps for the gent there from St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and certainly keeping his head held high as he makes his way down the course.
Amazing stuff from André Shinnick here. You could have bet the house on the outcome of this race right from the start. He was world champion in 2013, 2014, 2015, Olympic bronze medalist last year, and the reigning European champion for the Czech Republic. André Shinnick dominating this race. He's going to be one to certainly keep an eye on through the latter rounds. Currently looking good for second place, though. Thibaut Verhoeven of France has a country mile over the closest contender for second from Korea, Kim Dong-Yong. First 2 go through to the quarterfinals. Nothing's going to change here, Mark.
No, not at all. You see how far apart the field is spread, but when you have so many competitors at so many different levels, then you know, and what we can see as we're watching, that both Shinnick and Verhoeven are just taking it easy in the last 50, 60 meters, not even really trying. They know they have it because they can see the competition behind them. But when you're doing 8 heats, the talent is really spread out all the way through those heats, so you can sometimes have domination like you've seen in this heat.
Absolutely. That's the whole seeding process. So André Shinnick wins that second heat for the men's single sculls. The time is 7:03.32. Thibaut Verhoeven for France takes second. Those 2 go through to the quarterfinals. Crossing the line here for third, Kim Dong-Yong of Korea will go through to the repechage, accompanied by 4th place finisher Danny Friedman of Israel over on the far side. And for 5th place, Xavier Miller of St. Vincent and the Grenadines coming in for 5th place here. So that was the conclusion of the second heat. The third heat is already underway of the men's single sculls. In this race, we have Vladislav Ryabchev of Russia in lane 1, Tim Olinaska of Germany in 2, Maxim Rashchepkin of Ukraine in 3, Arturo Riverola Trape of Paraguay in 4, and Stephen Cox for Zimbabwe in lane 5. They're already coming up to halfway, so we'll jump straight into the action. Robert, it looks like Tim Olinaska for Germany is out in front.
Yeah, this young German athlete who's the under-23 world champion, leading the way home by half a length clear of Ryabchev, the Russian in the lane immediately to his right. Then a little margin of clear water before we get to Riverola Trape of Paraguay. That's a bit of a turn up for the books.